welcome back to my channel, where today we're gonna have the Cluster B PMS rant. How PMS affects HPD. As you can see, it's gonna be a lot of fun. Not really, kind of. So, the first thing to know is with the way our minds diverge and our feelings are very much physical sensations, we have a need for control. Hormones are drugs, right? So, normal women go a bit crazy before their period. With HPD, that's going to be very much heightened. And, you know, HPD, NPD, need for control, the grandiose narcissism. Yeah, it's definitely a clusterfuck. And, you know, we are very, very lucky that other women can relate. I think all women go a bit crazy around PMS, so we do get away with it. But the specific ways it affects us, it can be rather funny. Even the ones which are pretty neurotypical but exaggerated. So without further ado, let's break it down. Now, my first sign of PMS is I feel hungry, right? It's the only time of the month that I actually feel hungry. And I don't just feel fucking hungry. I feel legitimately ravenous. Like, you're not going to be satisfied with whatever you eat. You just want to eat. You don't want to eat, though, and you fucking hate yourself for wanting to. You're like, no, it's ridiculous. It's frustrating to feel this way. And, you know, you're also having that, oh no, buckle in. When you start fighting it and you're getting more frustrated, the next stage, that's not so good, is it? Right? You get cramps and you get bloating. Right? The physical sensation of cramps, I don't like it. I'll try and distract myself from it. I don't like the feeling that, you know, my body's out of my control and I'm getting more emotional. And I really don't like the fact that I'm bloated. More than the fact that I'm crampy, because not only does it take control away from your body, as a narcissist with HPD, so you've got the vanity angle from both sides. Oh, no, I do not like the bloating. I hate it. I can rationalize and go, yeah, it's going to go away in a few days. But oh no, I don't like it. And I want to feel better. And I'm frustrated. And I'm vain. Pathologically. So when I'm frustrated and getting into a bitchy mode and wanting reassurance, yeah, the bitchy side's going to come out a little bit. You know, when you have HPD and you're very looks focused, you do know how to satisfy certain needs, and because your emotions are heightened, you're all on drugs, your disordered symptoms are getting stronger. We'll start with subtle bitchiness. Right, we're feeling bad. Right, legitimately, I'd fucking hate feeling this way. I realise it's completely irrational. I have to hold myself back around, people I care about and don't want to be a bitch to. But oh yes, if I can have a rant, that's going to feel good. And if I can do it and get a slight bitchy satisfaction, even better. Using little reverse psychology. Right. We're not going to fish for compliments in a traditional way. We realise we're being completely irrational, but we also realise how we feel. And we know people get offended by how we feel about this. It's especially with, like, weight sensitivity issues for people. That's it. This is it's definitely a prejudice. Definitely is. Right? Every fucking woman on the planet has fat days, especially coming up to her menstrual cycle. If I tell somebody I feel like a fucking obese, I hate being bloated, I don't like this feeling, I'm feeling fat as fuck, oh no, it's bitchiness, it's you are not fat, you're skinny. Okay, so this reaction people are going to have. But lacking guilt, shame, remorse, empathy, you do realise you're going to have friends who are equally bitchy. Most women are in different ways before their period, and you have to tailor your audience. But because of your disordered thinking, you're just like, okay, if I do have this bitchy confrontation, it's just going to feel really fucking good. Is it that destructive? No, because I will just be able to say it's PMS. And it's not the nicest thing to do, but it's something that we do because we're desperately craving that reassurance. And if I just come to you and you're like, I'm bloated, I'm feeling shitty, and you're just like, well, you look fine, don't be ridiculous, everyone goes through it. It's just dismissing my feelings, and it doesn't help. It helps as much as being told to calm down when you're in a crazy, losing it kind of mind space. It never ever helps, So the first thing is the vanity. We hate it. Oh, especially when you get spots, it just rubs it in, doesn't it? The next stage is we start feeling very emotional. We're more teary. Now, the thing that we hate the most is being out of control. We hate emotions we don't enjoy. We fight against them. Feeling teary is not good. And then suddenly feeling angry, that does feel better. But our emotions are kind of going up and down. They're heightened. Pathologically, we're trying to fight them as well. We want to engage in behaviours that will be fucking enjoyable with PMS. Same for every woman. Ours can be a bit more extreme. It can So we're wanting, so our emotions going up and down, right? We're wanting to be bitchy sometimes, wanting to lash out, sometimes wanting to burst into tears other times, but we're also really not wanting to do the things that our body's telling us to do. You know, and you start tearing up and you're like, this is fucking ridiculous. And it's spilled milk theory. It's the stupidest things that we actually end up like crying or shouting about. You know, we're trying to deal with our kind of consternation, emotions, all the horrible hormonal side effects, the general level of crazy that comes with them, our crazy on top of it. And oh, we deserve a medal. I do. I think if we don't kill anybody during our periods, we deserve a medal. Almost really. Almost really. Probably really. Right. What is the next phase of PMS? The one you get right before your period. Right, for me, right, it's horniness, right? You're asking 12 to 24 hours before, you suddenly feel really horny. Right, HPD, pathological nymphomaniac, right, that shouldn't be a problem. Oh, it is, because it doesn't matter. Nothing in the world is going to make you come. You're not going to be able to climax. That just builds the frustration more and more. And the hormones are obviously getting stronger and stronger and stronger. And you know that flood moment's coming. And that would be when it really, really ramps up. We're so frustrated, we're so on edge. We're fragile like a bomb, basically. And we don't care. And when we do end up blowing up, the same as every woman with PMS does, not only do we have heightened emotions, we also have that need for attention, that need for theatricality, right? We end up making a show of it. We're aware it's irrational. We'll even be like, shouting like, look, it's nothing to fucking do with you, it's this. Please stop taking it fucking personally, just let me do this. But we will just give into it. Because the more our emotions get out of our control, the more we try and get control of the situation. Right? So from the histrionic side, you have got the need to be dramatic. You've got the intense emotions. You want to, have an audience. There's a scene. You're just letting go and let rip. You don't have remorse, guilt, shame, regret, empathy. So, just focused on the ego, right? Okay, I'm not liking my emotions are out of control. I'm going to get control of the situation. Yes, I'm feeling angry. Right, okay. It's horrible. You really keep going into it because your magical thinking as well is coming in and telling you you're completely justified in doing this. And you're always going to feel that way even though you know what is psychologically going on. I think you get a free pass for PMS. I've decided that, and I've said it on the internet, so it's true. And on the NPD side, I'm not liking being out of control. On the NPD side, I'm wanting to lash out Like, I'm very reactionary, right? I try to hold back, but as we don't have morals, but we do have, you know, self-preservation again. We tend to go on kind of, you know, we seek confrontation around PMS time. It could be just an excuse to be bitchy or having a rant. Now, if we can go and have a rant with our friends when we're just feeling like having a rant, that's brilliant. But if we're in frustrated bitchy mode, we're just waiting for our opportunity. We are, and as soon as it happens, we're going to jump on it, and it's going to be so fucking fun. And here it comes, and yes, you're miserable for a few days, but it gets to be a bit better. And I think the funny thing about PMS and HPD very specifically is the need for nostalgia and sentimentality that we have alongside our magical thinking. You know, here your emotions are heightened, so you're feeling even more nostalgic. You're feeling even fucking older because you're 30, and the things that you're nostalgic for, like, you know, just don't even know what they are. And yeah, that can be fun. That can be fun. You know, remembering how old you are. And just wanting to go back to simpler times and that just not being an option. You know, a nostalgia thing that I've been doing is watching the new Sex and the City. And it's depressingly fucking relatable. Right, the original Sex and the City, when I first watched it, right, they were the age I am now. But they've now fast forwarded it 20 years, and that's more fucking relatable as a mum. You're like, oh my gosh, you're watching it and you're going, oh yeah, no, I can actually relate to this. Fuck, it makes you feel old. You know, I always thought it was funny how they got older adults to play teenagers in like TV shows and movies. In my 30s, it's very obvious the reason they do that. Too much of their audience didn't like feeling that old. And, you know, nostalgia, thinking back to the past, it doesn't just come with good memories, it also comes with bad ones. And, oh boy, we really do go through a lot. And mental on top of naturally mental. Oh yeah. We definitely become historical as the namesake of our crazy. And side notes, our humour gets even darker than normal. Certainly mine does. I've always found humour gets me through like even the worst moments of my life. So it is okay that you feel particularly crazy at this time of month. If you are dating histrionic, just be prepared for the fact she's going to be extra nutty during her period. She's fucking aware of it. But the way that her mind works, the grandiose narcissist, she doesn't care. She's ego-driven. She's wanting this. Try not to take offence. right? We do the same for neurotypicals. We do the same for our friends with other personality disorders, right? It's a sisterhood, right? It's the rules. So if you're histrionic, if you have NPD, ASPD, or BPD, if you're neurotypical, you're neurodivergent, it's fine to be crazy. Don't get a criminal record. Don't destroy yourself. But accept that for every woman on the planet, we all go a bit crazy during our periods because there's a hormone surge. PMS hormones are going nuts for that. We're on a hormone cycle. That is why, you know, as a sex, we are a lot more emotionally reactive. We're more emotional. I know, yes, it's definitely not always an advantage. But, you know, people in your life will definitely be able to accept it and relate to it, even if yours is a bit more extreme. And we can just enjoy the crazy, okay? And if you're in a relationship, maybe just, you know, go away for a few days during the PMS cycle, or just like praise her and give her massages and, you know, try and survive. So thanks for listening to my Cluster B PMS waffle, and I will catch you later. Good night.